Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast, your go-to source for all things agriculture. Each week, we bring you expert insights, market trends, and real stories from the field. Whether you're a seasoned producer or joining us for the first time, there is something here for you. So, grab a coffee and let's dive into the business of agriculture from the ground up. Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast. I'm your host, Mandy Lyons, and today we have with us Jason Dale, our Grain Department Manager. Jason, you've got a lot going on in grain, so I'm going to pass to you so you can just go over it all with us.
All right. Well, there may be a lot going on, but the rain keeps slowing us down, I'm afraid to say. So harvest is slowly, rapidly approaching, and looks like it's gonna drag out for quite a while because we got Milo that's turning dark red as you drive around the country, right next to Milo that is just shot out heads. We've got irrigated corn that we just shut down wells on, and then we've got dryland corn that, had we not received some of these recent rains, we may have already seen some test cutting. All in all, though, the crops look fantastic. Our CPC producers look to have a well above average harvest bearing down on us. So I thought I'd just give some quick market bullet points. And these are numbers and data that we all see from different sources, but I just thought I'd put them out there. Our corn recently is rated good to excellent, 71%. USDA's got a yield projection out there of 188 bushel per acre, which is enormous. Mexico continues to be the main buyer of our corn. South America, they'll eventually take exports from us, but for now we continue to see good shipments. On soybeans, we're 69% good to excellent. That's the highest rating we've seen since 2020. China continues to be conspicuously absent from our market, but there is talk of a U.S.-China upcoming trade meeting. For me, I'm a little pessimistic. I'm going to need to see some deals actually done in execution before I get too excited, but it is good to see them talking. Basis is weaker nearby as crushers they enter the seasonal downtime for maintenance. And I'll get into basis here in just a little bit more. But wheat, our exports continue to run strong. Unshipped sales are more than double the 5-year average. And you might think unshipped sales, what does that mean? It's simply we've sold the grain, it just hasn't shipped yet. So is this a sign that we're not shipping? Well, no, we've got good sales on. We got boats lined up at the ports. They've just got a lot to ship. Our SEP-D spreads on wheat's hitting 26 cents carry. So, we talked weather and big crops and everything. Well, big crop means the futures is paying the market to carry that wheat. And on Milo, the crop size continues to grow from all accounts, applying pressure to that basis. And the market continues to search for homes while China, again, remains absent and remains silent. But I had mentioned basis. I wanted to get into it just briefly here. It's fall harvest time with the large crop coming, so it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway here. Basis is weak, and it's getting weaker. Across the country, regions are deficit space by large amounts, and we're seeing end users and co-ops alike try to find ways to maximize that space. We've all got a big crop to handle, and this shortage of space, it's going to be a problem everywhere. But this isn't due to lack of grain movement. Rather, it's just that perfect storm of the big crops and the absence of a few key markets, that being exports. And for a large part of last year, ethanol was absent our Milo market, and that was mainly due to 45Z uncertainties. But, we saw that kind of get figured out, and we have seen the ethanol market pick up and start grinding a lot more Milo, especially for us here. But that'll be something to continue watching. Central Prairie, unlike some other commercial elevators, we've been able to find markets for what were our bigger crops this year, wheat and Milo. We're busy executing those sales, but We do still expect to be shipping those bushels out even as we are receiving harvest, and that will add pressure to our harvest. We handled it well last year. It's a good problem to have. It means we have good crops, but in order to help us handle this fall harvest, we're asking for patience and understanding that we're doing everything we can to keep our locations going. And also, as you may know, Central Prairie has put in a 1 million bushel ground pile or bunker at Frederick. This should help significantly with handling the crop and with the speed of being able to handle that crop. So lastly, in closing, I guess remember to watch the intersections for trucks turning into and out of the fields. As harvest gets into full swing here, we're all in a hurry, and we just need to pay attention. So let's be sure to have a safe and a successful harvest. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. And you're absolutely right. That corn is really tall, and you just
Yeah.
cannot see at some of the country intersections. So we wish you all a safe and abundant harvest. Thank you for joining us today for the Central Prairie Co-op podcast, where we talk all things ag from the ground up.